sounds like this big abstract idea, this thing that's in the faint, distant future, not really going to happen to us. It happens to other people. And we think about, the retirement home and all the things that we're going to do between now and when we get there. But the thing is, we really don't know how long we have. I have a friend who went to the store for a gallon of milk, and she never made it. Her car was rear-ended, and it flipped, and she spent the next 2 weeks in a coma, and her friends and family closely monitored her progress, or lack of it, and we finally had to admit that she wasn't coming back to us. When I was 25, my husband and I had a really serious car accident. On an icy day, a double-tanker diesel truck sideswiped us, and our car looked like a little tin can. It was about a fraction of the size that it had been. Surprisingly enough, I remained intact, and so did he. But we were forever after really wary of things that took away our time and energy from what we really wanted to do, that time in the cubicle under fluorescent lighting doing things we didn't really want to do. So within 8 years, we bought a sailboat with the idea that we were going to take off and explore the world and see what was out there and take control of our time again. We didn't have a lot of money, so it was a small sailboat. In fact, my husband couldn't actually stand up in the thing, but we realized pretty quickly that we didn't need a lot of necessities to have some pretty grand adventures. So while we lived without a lot of what people would consider necessities, we figured that the necessities in life were really the two of us together, working as a team, and keeping a sense of humor as we faced many character-building opportunities. We had many moments when we thought would be our last. We encountered typhoons and storms and ships and reefs that threatened to turn our home into kindling. But we spent our days hiking to the top of mountaintops to lush tropical waterfalls and to beautiful caves. And made it all pretty worthwhile. There were definitely times that were pretty scary. We were out on the ocean in the cold North Pacific, and a ship came out of the fog rather suddenly without enough time for us to really react or even deploy a life raft. And I thought, we're going to die. This is it. But in that moment, I thought, it's all been worthwhile because I did something I really wanted to do. That wasn't actually the ship. I wasn't busy taking pictures at the time, but we survived that experience. And each time we struggled, we just felt that much more alive because we were spending our time really taking a moment to see the beauty that nature puts on as a show every single day. Well, as all good things must, our trip came to an end, and we came back to Seattle. And let me tell you, it was a pretty harsh readjustment back to the cold, dark days of Seattle after these brilliant blue tropical skies and brilliant sunshine. I got pretty depressed when we first got back. I really didn't quite know what to do. But as a longtime writer, the one thing that I did do was I poured my thoughts and my emotions, raw as they were, into words on the page, and it helped me get through it. And little by little, I crafted something. I'd always wanted to write a book, but I never really knew what I would write a book about. Well, duh. This is my story. So I created a book, and I can now hold it in my hands. And since that time, I've had plenty of opportunities to share our story with people like you. And so I've had to tackle that next fear, which is getting up here on stage and putting it all out there. Pretty scary stuff. You think crossing the ocean without anything in sight is scary? That ain't nothing on this. But what I realized out there is that my fears would loom large until I just looked them in the face and went after them. And so I say to you, what is it you most want to do in life? What is your passion? Do you want to climb Mount Rainier? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to sail the ocean as crazy as I am? I urge you, do it now because you don't have any idea how long you have. Thank you.